Hello team, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video and welcome back to episode 5 of the Uncommon Grit 1 foot in the door. Okay, it's about Singapore Special Forces. It's been a brilliant series so far, and by looking at the views and the comments, it looks like everyone is really enjoying it just as much as I am. As always, go and check out the original video in the description. Give them a like, share and a follow. And if you could do the same to Combat Ready HQ, I would hugely appreciate it. And you can head over to our website and you can support the channel a little bit more by ordering some coffee. We do some of the best tasting coffee out there with some really high caffeine content as well if you want it. Or we've got the Op Decaf if you prefer no caffeine. You can check out our merch and you can check out some of the best supplements on the market over at Combat Fuel, which are 100% military safe. But let's get into the video. I'm looking forward to this one.
The 2-week Joint Special Forces selection is coming to an end. These men have braced themselves and gone through a series of back-to-back tests that has pushed their mental and physical endurance to their limits. All this for an opportunity to continue their journey in the Special Forces qualification course and ultimately enter the hallowed ranks of the Special Operations Task Force or SOTF.
The reason why someone want to try, one is they want to be part of this unit that is working for a larger purpose. Second, I think they want to prove something to themselves.
With just 24 hours remaining, will the last few make the cut?
I love that little badge there. I think quite similar to 22 SAS Special Air Service of the UK Special Forces. But I think it's a really cool sort of emblem for the Special Forces over on the Singapore Armed Forces.
Of caution, we know that this final obstacle, we cannot afford to throw away the efforts that we've put in the last few days and weeks.
What's that badge there? It looks like it was an assault rifles.
I'm trying
Rifleman?
to put away any sense of anxiety.
As of right now, we're just trying to stick together, trying to work together as a whole course because we would like to see the remaining of us pass out together.
Once again, proving it's not an individual thing, it's a team effort. They want to see that you can work well in a team. So you're supporting each other to pass. It's not just about yourself, even though you want yourself to pass. It's a team effort. You work in small teams and you've got to be able to work in a team.
By now, the sounds of the siren has become all too familiar to jolt their senses into action. However, today's turnout is different from the days before. The instructors will push the men further to see how far the candidates are willing to ascend to secure a spot in the special fraternity.
On a personal note, it would be a huge achievement in my life. It's something that I tried to see myself doing for a long time. And I feel like it would be a great affirmation of my potential.
But to realize this, these men have to first survive the next few hours. The instructors also keep an eagle eye for potential candidates to enter the next phase of training.
Yeah, you think this is just the selection, the arduous mini selection, a bit like the briefing course for the UKSF to get onto the actual main course to see if you've actually got it there and pass the skills and drills. So this is a grueling 2 weeks just to see if you've really got what it takes to actually go onto the course and become a Special Forces soldier. You know, at the end of this, they're not Special Forces. This is just a pure selection to see if they can then go onto the course. It's hard work getting into any sort of Special Forces around the world.
They're put to the test many times, and many of these actually bring forth their best and their worst characteristics.
We are looking out for candidates who can adapt quickly and then make the best out of the situation and survive in it.
As day turns to night, the tests become more intense.
Anybody wants to be OR? No, instructor!
The candidates are given multi-tasks, from physical exercises to written tests, to see if they are able to make sense of information under challenging conditions.
Can you work while you're tired? Can you work while you're sleep deprived, food deprived, when you're pre-fatigued, doing warm-ups? Can you work in all sorts of situations? But they want to know, can you work under pressure when you've got a lot going on in your mind and you're tired?
You want to be in the course? Yes, instructor. Sure? Yes, instructor. Are you very sure? Yes, instructor. Can you achieve about 15 seconds? Everything. You're so slow!
At some points, they need to step up to lead the teams to achieve certain objectives within a short period of time.
We need the candidate to be a team player and a leader at the same time. So at certain times, we need all candidates to be team players, but at certain times, we need candidates to step forward and lead the whole class when it's all chaotic.
This is relevant to how SOTF operate, in that every individual is a team player, everyone is a leader in his own right.
Too right. It should be throughout the regular army really, but UK, special forces are more on it.
Anybody's temperature was above 37.5. Yes, instructor.
It's mad how they check your temperature before stuff.
Significantly high temperature during the routine check, and initially I was very worried. This could have been the end of it for me.
Instructor, water.
Do you know what this shows as well? Is that they don't actually want you to fail. Like, this guy's got a high temperature. He's obviously working hard. His body's a bit above what it normally is. It's struggling. And they're giving him water, and they're given the opportunity to get that temperature down to recover, so he can go into the tests as fit and as best as hopefully as possible, and without having to cause any major injury. They actually care about the soldiers, and they actually want them to pass, which sometimes you don't really see. It's just how far can we push them? The most mental resilient, most fittest will pass. As these actually want to look after them and nurture them through it, because they see potential in all of them. That's why they've made it this far. Really good.
After drinking, hydrating, cooling myself as much as possible, I was finally able to bring my temperature down and relievingly continue with the evolution.
You just got to make sure you don't flush out any salts though when you're drinking too much water. You've got to be really careful.
The instructors crank up the intensity of the tests a notch. Deprived of sleep for more than 48 hours, with back-breaking list of tasks to complete, these men have almost no sense of time or space.
Look at the humidity out there. Look how much they're sweating.
Put pain aside and start working together as a cohesive team.
It's more towards teamwork. You work faster, your bonding is there. Then you feel less pain, the sweat becomes sweeter.
I just kept telling myself, press on, it will eventually come to an end. And on top of that, when I'm suffering, everyone else is suffering as well, so there's no reason for me to give up.
If you are under pressure, you have to keep your mind clear. No matter how many people shout at you, how many harassment or lack of sleep, as long as your mind is clear, nothing stops you.
This signals the end of the selection.
We declare selection to be over. That's it.
What a relief that is for them. That's it. It's over. No massive praise. Right, see you later. What a feeling for these guys.
There is no pep talk or a pat on the back for these 30 who make it to the next phase of training, the Special Forces Qualification Course. But only a cautionary advice from one of the instructors.
Some of you will be selected. Some of you will not.
Don't celebrate early, okay? About 13% of the fear is. Okay?
I'm just glad that we finished it together. We actually pulled through from 120 to 30. So I think that's something to be proud of at this point.
Too right.
Hopefully we're finally done. Because the uncertainty of getting turned out is still there. Hopefully it's really the end, and it really feels incredible to be able to finish this 2-week selection, and it's really one of the best feelings that I have in my life. For me, there's a monumental sense of relief having finished this first stage. Having completed it, there's a sense of achievement and fulfillment.
Absolutely brilliant series. Hopefully you lot have enjoyed that just as much of me. And that ending there really signals and sort of puts out there what Special Forces is like. Never been in Special Forces in my life. I did 16 years in a regular army, in the British Army. But had mates in Special Forces, had mates who attempted selection, blah, blah, here, there. Right? And they all say the same. And you hear them like Jason Fox, Billy Billingham, Ant Middleton. There's no like, thank you. There's no like, how are you doing? It's, you know, you complete that day. That's it. Right. Today's over. This is what we're doing tomorrow. Be here this time. Look forward to tomorrow. That's it. You're on a run. There's no encouragement. You're on a tab. There's no encouragement. And then you just go, I want to quit. They're like, all right then, cool. See you later. There's no like, oh, are you sure? Let's stick with it. Let's stay in it. There's no pat on the back, because they need people who can motivate themselves, who can get themselves going, who can, when the time is going, when time's going tough, when the tough times are going, you can get yourself going, right? You can motivate yourself. When it's really the shit has hit the fan, it's cold, it's wet, you're getting shot at, blowing up, whatever, the operation you've planned has completely gone tits up. You can still focus and go, right, do you know what? Whatever, I've made a mistake, they've made a mistake, whatever's happened, I can keep going. They don't want people who need constant reassurance, because you're not going to get that when you're out on ops, okay, whether you're on your own in a small team. So they need people who can succeed and do well without that pat on the back. So that Special Force selection, well done, it's over. Look forward to the next phase. That's it. You know, and you high five each other, your mates and everything, obviously congratulate everyone. But from your instructors, you don't know anything. There isn't, you've done well, you've done this, whatever. It's, well, move on to the next phase. Oh, by the way, 30% of you aren't going to make it. Okay, and that's what you've got to be prepared for when it comes to Special Forces, or you're going for any sort of elite unit. Parachute Regiment in the British Army, Royal Marine Commandos. You know, you need to be able to get yourself through the course. No one's going to get you through it. You need to be able to motivate yourself, and that's one thing you've got to take away from this. But absolutely brilliant series. The Singapore Armed Forces, they are hot on admin. They're all over it. They're all over looking after their blokes. The kit and equipment looked really good. Loved some of the patches. Absolutely brilliant. And the way they get people bonding, working together. I think the Singapore Armed Forces, from what I've seen in this, and I've started another series over on my Patreon that's exclusive to that. Very, very disciplined, very professional, and seemed like a very good sort of armed forces. So hopefully you've enjoyed this series as much as I have, and you've enjoyed my sort of review, my reaction, my commentary to it. You've taken away something from it, which would be absolutely brilliant if you have. So thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.